We are what we repeatedly do. You've heard that saying, that you have 60,000 thoughts a day, and a majority of those, 80% plus, are the same as the day before. That's because habits control our life. You want to see someone's habits, you can see their results. The problem is most people go on autopilot, and that's why they're dissatisfied with their life. So in this video, I'm gonna go over 6 behaviors, 6 habits that'll make you unstoppable. Hey there, it's Clark with Refusing to Settle, and if you're new here, we help millennial entrepreneurs earn their freedom and feel unstoppable. Be sure you hit that like button before we get going, helps out the algorithm and our rankings. Plus, I'm insecure about myself and I need validation. Let me ask you a question. You ever gotten in your car and you were so automated that you end up at the destination and you like come out of this daze and you're like, how the heck did I get here? I wasn't really paying attention. That's the power that behaviors have and habits have on your life. You're like half sleep deprived, you've had like 2 cups of coffee, but you're still kind of just like, all right, going through the motions. That is a habit. Those can drag you down and run your life on autopilot, or you can take on new ones, become conscious, like we'll show you in this video, that can really elevate you to that next level. Applying just 1 or 2 of these might have the power to change your life. The first behavior you need to take on: stop doubting yourself and your actions. I hate when I see the data that 70% of Americans don't like what they do. That's 1 in 3 Americans that actually enjoy what they do. What's the root cause of why those 7 out of 10 Americans are staying in a job that they don't like? That's because they're comfortable. If they step away from what's familiar and comfortable over here, it might not work out over here. Something that's scary, that's the unknown. They're not self-aware enough to take that risk. Stop doubting yourself and your behaviors. It's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault if you don't like what you do and you're scared of this risk over here, so we get complacent and we stay with where we're at. This is completely natural, and you need to understand this. As human beings, we're psychologically wired to play, not to lose, not to play to win. Something called loss avoidance. It's a cognitive bias we actually have. Let me ask you another question. When you picture something new, a new job, a new opportunity, going up to someone and introducing yourself in a conversation, maybe an attractive person, a woman, do you see things going right, or do you see things going wrong? Okay, if you're in this camp, it's totally natural, right? We want to not lose, we want to avoid pain more than we want to seek out pleasure. But the only way you're going to be unstoppable this year and develop new habits is if you see things going right. Try to force yourself to flip it. This is the first point, and it's so important for that reason. Don't look at all the negativity out there. Don't look at all the things going wrong and getting slapped in the face. See things going right. That is the only way you're going to be unstoppable. If you want to be unstoppable, you have to move towards something you want, not run away from something you fear. The second behavior that'll make you unstoppable, it's gonna sound so simple, and you probably already know it, but I want you to avoid that right now. I want you to avoid the trap of teach me something new or give me the new thing. This is the thing that will change your business, your relationships, your life, and give you the stuff you really want. It's not in a book, it's not in a seminar, it's not from a coach, it's not from any of that. The reason you're buying all that, the reason you're listening to that, the reason you're watching this video is because you're avoiding this. The way to become unstoppable is to take action. Massive action. Now, I talked about this in a video where I talked about the 10X Con, okay? And I went to this event and I was quite frankly pretty disappointed by it, but that's another story for another time. The one thing I took away was that if you want anything, it's not about the speaker on stage, it's not about the tactic, it's about the action. And almost every problem you have in your business can be solved by taking action. So for example, I have a buddy who's very, very successful. Now, he's not the best, okay? He's not the most well-spoken. He's not the richest. He didn't come from the best background. He didn't have all the things handed to him. He just took massive action. Guy does like 20 Instagram stories a day. Guy does an Instagram live every day. Guy does Facebook every day, email every day, YouTube video every day, and he does it all pretty much himself. Okay, now this guy was able to grow to almost 500,000 subscribers in a couple years. He was able to quit his full-time job, all because he removed the inner voices in his head that were holding him back. There's another concept on this I'll leave you with before we keep going. That is the 3-second rule. When you feel yourself getting scared, give yourself only 3 seconds before you launch and take action. Okay, you want to film a video. Give yourself 3 seconds to feel it and then just turn on record. You wanna go talk to a person, give yourself 3 seconds, don't analyze it, and then go up to them and talk to them. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, yeah, they're gonna say no or get lost or whatever, they're busy. Okay, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Your video gets 10 views, it was free, so what? Remember that almost everything you want is just on the other side of fear. The only way to get over fear is to what? Take action. Third behavior that'll make you unstoppable. This is focus. Now I want to break that down. Focus. F-O-C-U-S. What does that stand for? Follow one course until successful. Here's the problem. Most people, when they think about changing their life, they think about mastering 50 things at once. You know, they get so motivated and they're like, oh my God, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed on time and I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. I'm gonna take 50,000 supplements. I'm gonna work out every single day. I'm gonna drink a gallon of water. I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life and I'm gonna start a business. Yeah. That's completely wrong. What you need to do is we're talking about habits. Habits you don't just take on all at once. No, you build on top of each other. So as soon as you have one, then you add in another and master it. Then you add in another, lock it in, another, ground it. You follow one course until you're successful there, and then you can start branching out. One of my favorite studies about focus in human psychology is on jams. Now there was 2 booths in a supermarket. Researchers were like, do people want options or do they want pre-selection? And what they found was shocking. On one day they set up a table with 24 different jams, and that table got a ton of attention. People were stopping, they were interested, and they were looking at all these jams. Wow, they have so much variety there. They have so many options. Isn't that interesting? On the other day, same supermarket, same people, same researchers, they narrowed it down to only 6 jams. Now here's the kicker. Which table do you think sold more jams? Well, you might be tempted to say the 24 jam table because it had more, and so they probably sold more. That's how we think. It was actually the 6 jam table because all the options were narrowed down. It was almost decided for them in advance. When we have less to choose from, when we're more focused, we sell more. We get more done. We have less options. It's easier for us to choose. That's the same thing with you. And if you want to be unstoppable, narrow down your options. So many of you watching this right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or if you're feeling stressed out, or if you're feeling you don't even know where to start, it's because you probably are looking at it like the 24 jam table, right? And that's overwhelming and you just want blueberries so you walk away. But when you only have 6, now you can choose. What do you need to narrow down? What are all the options you have, and how can you consolidate it down and choose the right one? Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. Where do you need to focus on right now? I'm curious, post that in the comments down below. What's your one area of focus that you're gonna crush? All right, the 4th thing that's gonna make you unstoppable. This is to really prioritize your energy. Now, a couple things right here. I'm not going to spend a whole video on this. I will in the future of just mastering energy, because we can talk about diet and nutrition, we can talk about getting shredded, building muscle, and that's fun, but like really just going after the feeling of feeling energetic all day. When you wake up, do you need 50 cups of coffee? At 2 p.m., how do you feel? A lot of it comes from energy. 3 things that I'm doing to maximize my energy before we keep going. The first, I use a thing called the Wim Hof breathing method. Okay, this is a series of energizing breath work. So it's 100% free. If you do that breathing exercise, you will feel off the freaking walls, crazy with tons of energy. I can't even describe it. Maybe it even feels like a cup of Adderall mixed with coffee in it. Straight to the main line, energize the system. And look, I'm talking about breathing here because think about all the ancient traditions. They always have some kind of breath work, don't they? You know, they always talk about the breath, being in that flow state, that meditative state of where you're breathing in and exhaling. Just really relaxing. If you want to be unstoppable, worry about the breath. I know that might sound overly simplistic, just try it. We have a video on this channel actually interviewing Wim Hof, and he walks us through the breath work as well. Second thing, this is a gallon of water a day. Some of you think I'm crazy, but this is my water bottle, okay? This is a gallon jug right here, and I don't finish the day until I fill it up at the beginning every single morning, and then it's gone by the end of the day. Studies show that as little as 2% decrease in hydration is a significant decrease in performance. You gotta stay in tip-top shape, you gotta get your water right. 3, this is a really interesting one. I was listening to a seminar and the speaker, who had tons of energy, super fit guy, was just bouncing off the wall, super charismatic. People were like, okay, what do you eat? And he's like, it's not really what I eat, it's how much I'm eating at a time. I don't eat a meal that's over 500 calories, okay? He eats small meals in 500 calorie increments. If you wanna feel unstoppable, 500 calorie meals, gallon of water a day, and the breath work, do that, you'll feel unstoppable, trust me. Fifth thing to make you feel unstoppable, this is to give more. Okay, give more. I'm not turning this into a lecture video or telling you how to live your life ethically. I think we're all generous people on this channel. I know you want the best for other people as well, but if you're completely selfish, let's just say you're like super selfish, there's not a generous bone in your body, you're like, I hate giving, I want to keep all the money. Well, I'm gonna convince you otherwise. An fMRI, which I believe stands for functional magnetic resonance imaging, shows a scan of the brain, shows the brainwave activity, what's going on. What they found, scientists who put people under an fMRI and study their brain under giving, they find that the centers that cause happiness, dopamine increase, all the positive chemicals you want that make you feel happy on it, less depressed, not anxious at all, in a flow state, right? That sounds awesome. That comes through giving massively. You know, I was reading in the late Wayne Dyer's book, he says that 1 + 1 = 3. I was like, what does this mean? And he was talking about the same thing we were just speaking about the fMRI. The secret to living is giving. That if you want to feel alive, you want to feel unstoppable, focus on giving to other people. Because here's what happens. When you give to someone, what do you feel? You feel pretty good, right? Like think about yourself on Christmas. You got a really good gift for your mom or your brother or someone in your family. It feels awesome to give that, right? You're excited about it. You feel happy. What happens to them? They also feel happy because you gave to them. So that's 1 + 1. You're like, that's 2. How does it equal 3? Here's the cool part. Anybody else who sees that act also get serotonin released into their brain. So you have 3 boosts of serotonin right there: giving, receiving, and watching. Give to other people is a great way to feel unstoppable. Now this just doesn't have to be money, you know, writing checks and sending it away or whatever. No, I mean, this can be giving your time. This could be giving your energy to somebody, like really intentionally listening, asking someone how their day's going and stopping and really listening to what they say and not just trying to go about our days and our habits. Whatever giving looks like to you, it's a great way you can incorporate it and feel unstoppable. All right, the last behavior that's gonna make you feel unstoppable, this is to smile. I know, some of these you're like, that is so basic, how is that gonna make me feel unstoppable? Give me the tactics, Clark, give me the cool tools. The 20% there, the fundamentals, are gonna have 80% of the benefits. The study in Dan Gilbert's book, Stumbling on Happiness, fantastic read if you're trying to think about what makes people happy, where researchers took a stupid little pencil or a pen and they told people who were chronically depressed, all we're gonna have you do is stand in front of a mirror for 20 minutes. They took this pen and pencil and they're like, what are we gonna do with this? And they said, you're gonna do this. You're gonna put it in between your mouth like this, and you're gonna smile. You're gonna smile, okay? And so what they did is they took this and they put it in their mouth and they smiled. They faked a smile. Within a month of doing this every day for 20 minutes, some of the patients' depression reported completely going away, and nearly all patients reported feeling happier, healthier, more confident, less depressed, and in a better state. Time and time again, when they put people in focus groups and they show them 2 pictures, one person smiling, the other person just kind of in a neutral response, people say that the smiling person is warmer, friendlier, more intelligent, better looking than the non-smiling person. So yes, simple, yeah, but something we need to work on. Remember, that'll make you feel unstoppable and make others like you more. Absolutely. Smile more. Fantastic habit to incorporate to feel unstoppable. There you go. Those are the 6 traits that'll make you feel unstoppable and get people to like you. I'm Clark with Refusing to Settle. If you like this video, boom, 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 smash that like button like it's nobody's business down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll link up in the description a free guide. This is the 11 questions to change your life forever. Okay, these 11 questions you need to answer if you want to be unstoppable. Do these in your journal, do these in your phone, do these when you're driving to work. Sometimes it's the smallest things that can have the biggest impacts. And I think it's not always about finding answers, it's about asking questions. That's in the link below, it's free. Also, we have our premium program, My Best Journal 2.0, where you learn the exact start to finish journaling method that's changed thousands of people's lives. That's not corny, it's not pink, it's not your sister's diary, none of that. This has real lasting implications on your life, your happiness, and your success. Go to mybestjournal.com and pick that up right now. Thanks so much for being on the channel, guys. I'm Clark with Refusing to Settle. See you in the next video. Until then, stop settling, start living. See ya.